Hey guys, welcome back to Queensville, and we are now joined by Mark, and we're going to continue our collections for Queen collections because we haven't done this for over quite a while actually. But Mark is going to join us via Skype, and we're going to continue his Queen collection part 9. Right, so we're back with Mark now in his Queen collection. This is part 9 of it that we haven't filmed for quite a while actually. But he decided today, he had a day off today, and he went, "We'll do it today and we'll film it." So he's here. So here we go.
And this is a cassette collection.
Right.
So we'll start off with the first one, which
Okay.
is Queen.
Oh, right. This is a very early, later press, I think it is.
Yep. Although it may have like the EMI logo here.
Yeah.
But the tape is actually a Fame cassette.
Ah. So there's been a bit of a mix-up on that then, I understand. Right. That's very, very strange.
So it ain't the original cassette that's normally in there.
No, it's not. It looks like someone's
Because
duplicated
this cassette's a 1982 cassette.
Yeah.
Well,
Is there a serial number on the main inlay of the cassette itself?
Is there a serial number? Yeah. TCFA 306.
That's Fame. That is actually right. That is actually right. But obviously, I think that's EMI must have, by their own printing issue, they must decide just to stick that original format on it and overpaste it with their version.
I always never liked the brown part on the cassette here.
It's too it just looks so cheap.
It looks so tacky.
It just looks so yuck. Well, they could have expanded the image.
Yeah,
to
they could have just made it bigger here.
Yeah, it could have made it more like a longer size, but no. For CD purposes, we'll just put that on there, which is good. Sound quality.
That's the first cassette.
What's the sound quality like on that one? Is it awful?
Well, because it's a Fame one, it ain't as bad. It ain't as bad. It's not too bad.
I suppose for $3.99 when they were originally selling that price anyway, it was kind of whatever. And
this is the second Fame one, but this is a proper Fame one because it's got the Fame thingy there. Right. So this is Queen 2.
I can also see from the image of this Queen 2 cassette that the actual four of them, it looks like it's again been photoshopped.
Yeah, definitely.
The back's been taken off, obviously.
It looks a bit like the CD version, which is
very similar to the 1982 one.
It looks like that one. Very similar to that one.
Yeah, but for the purpose of the cassette though, it looks like it's been in the sunshine. It's actually been looks like that's actually been brightened up a bit better with the colour on it. It looks awful though. The colour looks awful on it.
And this is the actual inlay card.
That's interesting. Now EMI's got a barcode on this one, which is interesting. This is very strange.
The barcode's actually on the side.
So I'll go for any fit. It must be 84, 82.
Yep.
Yeah.
But this one ain't a clear cassette. This one's
it's a molded cassette.
Yep.
Yeah. That seems to be very faded, obviously. You can tell from the way it is. But yeah. Well, this
one that ain't too bad actually. It's all right. It's bearable. Put it that way.
When you get
for a cassette, it's bearable.
Probably when you get the March of the Black Queen, it probably sounds like it's just warped or something. As the oxidize will go off it.
I originally bought 2 versions of this album on cassette. One is actually white like this, as you can see, and then there was a brownish one. It's more like a brownie colour, and it's got the Fame logo. But I can't seem to find that one anymore.
There was another one of it kicking around when they released them in '87 when they reissued them on the clear versions, because they were trying to get out all the time that the CD was coming out and the main thing was coming out as well. It was very. It was either go with the expense of going for a cheaper side of how to sell a cassette from EMI's part or not sell that.
Yeah. And this is a Price Attack one.
Oh. The budget there. Actually, very interesting. This is actually the same time when they released Live Killers at that album set.
Yep, this is sheer.
Good album.
As you can see, the label's pretty much similar to the Queen.
Yeah, the album again, just replicated from the 70s, just to really bring it up to the 80s. I don't know why they would use, but I don't know why they would use that sort of same texture for an 80s cassette to replicate it from a 70s version.
I know. sense.
They could have really just got rid of that horrible tagline on the top. Would have just said, yeah.
I'm guessing this was before the barcode was introduced.
Yeah, that's right.
Thingy.
This is
so
82.
this has got to be 82.
Yeah, 82.
81, 82.
It was, right.
Around about that time.
Because it was 84 was when EMI had to put barcodes on albums anyway.
That's the actual cassette.
Molded. Yeah, fake screws on the front of the molded cassette.
Oh, yeah.
It's EMI's cheapy way of, can you get in the cassette with molded plastic screws? No, I don't think so. You've got to go around it.
No, you can't take them fucking out. You're better off breaking the cassette and then bloody putting the reels in another blanket.
Yeah. Make it long.
And then we come to A Night at the Opera.
Good album. Oh, yeah. Ooh. Same again. Yes, 81, 82. And it's the red one.
Yep, this one.
I always loved the red colour.
Yeah,
I don't know why. It just looks so great. And that's when the
really clear.
The music was good on that. And I think that was the first time on cassette that it was redone. I think it was remixed on that one.
Yeah, it actually sounds quite good, this one.
Yeah, it's amazing.
To be fair, it actually sounds quite good.
It's great.
There's no it don't sound like it keeps going.
Yeah, like slow you down off Seaside Wanderer. It speeds up.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's very it's a very classic style of try and keep EMI's budget thing.
And then you can have a little read of that, Ted.
I mean yeah. Oh god, the cartoon text of keep your cassettes clean.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's put it in Dolby System. You've got a Dolby System? Yeah, I have. What kind of Dolby System have you got? Oh, AAA. Oh yeah. Reduce the noise. God.
So actually, in terms of a cassette, that ain't too bad. That's actually quite bearable.
Yeah.
Ain't too bad.
That's
and
good.
then we come to the Races.
This is weird. No, they've got a Dolby System on the bottom, but they haven't got anything on the top of it.
No.
Very strange.
And this one, instead of a red thingy, like we just saw with A Night at the Opera, this one's blue.
Boys in blue. Yeah.
That looks quite smart as well.
I like the blue version as well. This is like 1980s, 83, because it looks like EMI's logo was changing.
It's got to be before the barcode, because as I say, there's no barcode on this.
Yeah. It's interesting how they're keeping the cassettes of the Trident logo on that as well, which I've got a funny feeling whether it was Trident was they had to use that logo or were they
Trident logo, yeah.
I wonder why they used them on the cassettes for. It's a bit weird. It's very strange. And the publisher's side of it would be the same as well, wouldn't it? On the Queen side. But you see, then again, who if they're duplicating these on the cassette, would I have a right feeling that these were bought back? The rights were bought back from them.
Well, it says published by Queen on it. So it's not a Trident publication.
No,
it's got the Trident logo on it.
Yeah, the logo on it, yeah. But that's what I couldn't understand about this one was why Trident logo on that. That's very bizarre. And
there's no Trident logo on the cassette, which is odd.
Ah, right. Well, that's probably the fact that it was bought, because Trident Studios was bought over to somebody else, because the Chevy Brothers were out of it at that time, weren't they? Because if I remember rightly.
If I remember rightly, the early cassettes, Queen 1, 2, the original first pressings.
Yes.
They did have the Trident logo on the actual tape.
Yes, they did. Because they still had the rights to it. So I have a feeling that they must have had some deal, which must have gone on and thought, well, shall we do it? Do we have to do it? But I think the reason they did it was because they wanted to make sure that it was stamped on there and it was just the approval that they was getting the rights back from it. As well as the fact is it got copyright issues as well with it, so they might have brought back the whole catalogue back from that time when it was produced anyway.
Probably, yeah, definitely. And this is News of the World. This is American print.
Oh, I like that one. I love that. That's Capitol Records doing a good job of that actually. Great, fantastic. Nice
Electra,
artwork.
actually.
Beautiful, Electra. All right. Now I think that American cassettes are well better. They are
This is paper labels on this one.
That's what I love about the authenticity of them tapes is the labels are great. The quality is in chrome. It's the first time I've used chrome cassettes.
Yep, that is true.
And
yeah,
it is
much better
bloody.
quality.
I think it's more of a heavier sound on it as well. It sounds bloody awesome.
Much better on this one.
And then they also put on their also available. So these must have been coming out at the time. Well, if that was must have been earlier on. But if the rest of them were released at the time the albums came out from that side, then that's right then from it. But it's interesting it's interesting how John Reed's names appeared on that as well. On that inlay.
Yeah.
John Reed.
Which, if I remember rightly, John Reed ain't on the CD version.
No, he's not. Well, his name was taken off because the management were out of it at the time. So I wonder
if they reissued these actual cassettes as well when this album came out to promote this particular album.
Maybe. Yeah, I've got a funny feeling you might be right actually about that. Interesting. But it says Warner Records PTY. Well, PTY is an Australian, so which is interesting.
Much better artwork on that. I do
love
like
the artwork on that. It's so nice. That's just the way it should be. Just nice, condensed, big logos, no EMI crap on it.
No.
Yeah, that's Warner Brothers for you. Good job.
Well, that's a good sound quality on that one.
Especially its light. You can't beat its light on a pub night, I tell you.
No. Sleeping on Sidewalk's pretty
Sidewalk's really the first on one take as well, actually. Yeah.
Yep. And then we come to jazz.
Jazz. It's interesting. Actually, it's very weird. But last night, I don't know why, but I seem to have got the impression of listening to that song more than jazz. Without the edit.
It's actually one of the most hated tracks by a lot of people. It is.
Everybody doesn't like that.
More of that jazz.
Awful.
But I actually like it.
Well, there you go.
I think it's not a bad song.
Well, they are. This is the UK. This looks like original. This one.
Yeah, I think it is. I don't know. I think
it does look like original. Or it might. Oh yes, it is.
I think
it does look like it's not a repress. Yeah, it looks like original, that one. Sound
wise, it's a bit iffy.
Yeah.
But you've got to realise the stage. I mean, they do deteriorate tapes, so you know.
Kind of like shooting the machine and just get the heads go weird. So same text again, and obviously this is when this is under Queen management, obviously.
I mean, this ain't too bad because at least they put the full art.
Yeah, at least they didn't decide to put like a stupid pasty, wasty one of the 90s ones or shite anyway.
Exactly.
But yeah, so, great.
Sound wise, it's bearable.
It just, maybe that might be the replica of the CD that we got when it just Dolby
it. The 1994 one.
That one. That must have been the replica for the CD we got.
Yeah, probably the 1994 one. Yeah. And then we come to Live Killers. Now, Live Killers weren't a double cassette.
Yeah, I know. I figured this out on Discogs. It was split.
It was a full cassette. So, you know, and you look at the reel on it, how big the reel is on it. Now, this is a later issue.
Yeah.
Clear.
So it's 45 minutes per side.
I think it's actually longer. 45? Possibly 50.
You get 50. Well, a cassette takes 45 minutes per side.
Yeah, so but you look at the reel.
So it must be a 90.
I think that reel's got to be at least 50 because you can get 100.
120 ones now. Split halfway, 50 minutes, 60 to 70 minutes. Yeah, that's in one cassette.
Yep,
they must have mixed it. Well, they must have mixed it, or either they must have condensed it for that release. Especially, I think it must. Well, you see, the thing is, right. This is what I'm thinking. Whether the Brighton Rock has been edited and chopped, or I have a funny feeling it has, then you know, maybe it has.
And this is definitely a later issue because it's got a barcode on it.
Yeah. Well, that seems to be part one because we're going to go up. Oh no, it isn't actually. I can't really make out exactly what. Oh, I see. So part one's got side A and side B.
Yeah, that's.
Then we've got side 2, which is side 2. Aha, see. So you got to do something now. Spread your wings. Brighton Rock must be edited if it's not the full one. That must be why it's been like it's
I'm gonna actually check it from the CD version, and I'll get back to you on this.
Right.
I'm sure it's
mate.
exactly the same.
If anybody's got that as well in their collection, this cassette, let us know if Brighton Rock is cut. I've got a funny feeling it might be actually. So give us a shout.
I think it's all the way through though, if I remember rightly. They just, I think when they might have recorded it, they must have slowed the tape down so it don't use it up quicker.
Probably have.
I mean,
so that doesn't like sort of overlap from the times it goes on it and stuff.
So they can spread it out basically.
Yeah.
The artwork's not too bad on that, and the sound on this actual cassette, considering it's quite a big cassette, it's actually really, really good.
Good. So it must be DX.
I always found the clear cassettes always sounding better.
Because they seem to be more lighter as well and not as heavy as the original ones were. But they were, as I say, 83 was like when the 80s came out. They must have decided to resolution.
Yeah, I think that's 84 rather than 83, 84, 85.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting. The game?
The game?
Nice.
I think this is the reissue, though. This is another reissue because look at the cassette.
Yeah, this is from 1988.
88, 89, around that time.
I can tell you why it's from 88 because I remember when the Now cassettes came out like that. That's when Now was getting released. So this is a re-release that came out. So yeah.
And this is the actual packaging.
So very silver, very nice, very basic.
I've got two versions of this.
Yeah, you can tell it's a barcode on that. So obviously that's the thing on it as well.
I've actually got two versions of this Otis.
Oh yeah, all right, okay.
Cassette.
Nice.
That's a reissue.
Right, and then
this is an original.
Ah, right. So you can definitely tell from that fact. Yeah, that's the 1980s. Well, the logo or the EMI logo, I think they stopped that one and went with the new one after that. So that's why
this one here.
Yeah, I can see from that. That's what they were using the last prints before they were getting moved. So you can tell by the artwork on it. It's very, very, very clear on that. Tape-wise, great. Smashing.
I think the actual inlay card's more shiny.
Yeah, it's more of the promo of a glossier inlay. That's the original
compared
inlay.
To that one.
Compared to that one, it's more like bland and rubbish. But is the front artwork different on the reissue? Is the front artwork different on the reissue, or is it the same?
Does it look any different?
It's actually it looks the same because they haven't got the T-shirt showing on one of the original reissue. When you see it, it's got a T-shirt on it, but it's just the same.
This is a much more shiny artwork.
But I like the glossy one better.
What, this one?
I think the glossy one better. It's just a lot more like Greatest Three.
It's a lot like the original vinyl.
Yeah.
A lot like that.
It's also replicated as well.
Sound-wise, this one's awful though.
Oh,
that one sounds 10 times better.
Yeah, that's why I think they were trying to put the Dolby more compressed on it.
And then we come from that one to Flash Gordon.
Not one of Queen's best ever works. But saying that,
the artwork's very plain.
The artwork, yeah, very, very plain. Yeah, that's it. Let's get your money's worth. That's it. Nothing else in it. Yeah, that's it.
Maybe a little bit of writing there, and that's it.
Oh, writing on the right hand side, but after that, the Dolby crap on the other side. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And this is a later issue because it's got a barcode.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's right. So it'll be 1980 again.
Yep, and that's the actual cassette.
That's cool. That's interesting how they've used the original EMI logo on that cassette.
Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah.
That's bizarre. That is really, really weird. Why would
they didn't use it?
Why would they use that?
They didn't use it on that one.
If they were using that logo, EMI's original logo on that cassette, did they have permission to do that or not?
Who knows?
Who knows? That's a mystery.
It's an old logo though, because that's 70s.
But it shouldn't be used though. Unless that's a print issue, unless it's a printing problem they've had.
Not by that time, no.
No.
stupid.
It was ended by that time anyway. Because when they were changing the main printing labels on it, designs.
So come from that to Queen's Greatest Hits.
Yeah, and one of the most talks about ever on this channel actually. This one. I'll just give you a follow up, guys. The one I've got the Greek vinyl edition. No, sorry, the Bulgarian vinyl edition, the CD original, which is in the background, which is behind my head, which is there. Now we've got the cassette version of it.
This is that version.
This is one of the most very good releases that ever came on cassette because it was all full. Because Bohemian Rhapsody is full on it.
So this is the actual inlay card. I've got two versions of this as well.
Right, okay.
This is a barcoded one.
This is the 1986 version.
I think it's 87 actually, because I looked it up on. Yeah, I looked it up on.
It is 87. I can tell by the way that the bromine on the cassette is yellow, obviously, because that's 87.
Yeah, 87 period.
That's right. Yeah, 87. Yeah. It's very weird how EMI's designing techniques of cassettes were horrible.
Yeah, very plain.
They were. The 80s cassettes for EMI were horrible. They were awful. The horrible design.
This particular one don't sound too bad though.
Yeah.
It's actually alright sound on that one.
That's cool.
But the worst one
is
probably the original cassette from 1981, which is this one.
Oh, right. Oh, and it's definitely on that one that the artwork is more darker on that.
Now this is a non-barcoded, as you can see, no barcode.
Yeah. EMTC 30.
This is an original.
Right. Yes, you can tell. Because the publishing credits are exactly the same.
And that's the actual cassette on this one.
Yeah, black edition.
Sound on this one's bloody awful.
Oh god. Well, no, well, that wouldn't surprise me.
I think the reissues of cassettes sounded always better.
There seemed to be more. They put a lot more for the masters. They must have put a lot more the crunch sound into it and make it more boosty on it as well.
And I think the tape quality was a bit more better.
It is because there were a lot more that were on Pro DX ones, high professional cassettes that you could have bought like ages ago. TDK actually was supplying these things.
So work this out then, Tez.
Okay.
This is a UK cassette, as in like the inlay card's a UK EMI one, but the actual cassette itself is actually an Electra. And we come to Hot Space. Now, as you can see, it's EMI here. And that's the actual inlay card.
Yep.
And then we come to the cassette.
That's American.
Yep.
With a weird number one. The number one looks very weird in it because it looks really like the pens. Bring it over just a smidge. No, this way. That's it. What's that? What is that? Oh, Dolby System. I can see where there's now Dolby System. Yeah. No,
sound-wise on this is actually for a cassette.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Oh, cool.
Really, really good. No problems with this cassette whatsoever.
Yeah.
Americans' cassettes 10 times better than ours.
I've always said American vinyls and cassettes and CDs are absolutely fantastic, and because Warner factory in America, they are just incredible at sound.
They just know how to make them.
They know how to make them properly, but the UK in Swindon, they didn't know what the hell they were doing. They didn't know the master CDs. But yeah, well, that's a bit weird that having an American cassette with a UK inlay, but also you had an American version of this album with the UK sleeve.
Yeah,
which I have.
Because you got a UK sleeve. Hot Space.
I've got the inlay for it, but I haven't got the US version of the vinyl edition. So that's been a mismatch, that one. So that's a bit weird.
Yeah, so when
it hasn't come actually from. It doesn't actually come from EMI. That the cassette comes from Warner Brothers in the States.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's actually American print on the cassette, but a UK press on this.
Yeah. Someone's probably nicked it. Obviously, done like a nick. I'll just nick. Oh, we'll just get rid of the UK cassette and put the American one in. Yeah.
Well, to be fair, the UK cassette would have been crap compared to
it. Would be shit anyway. It
the
was like, oh god, I want to hear that noise.
So we come from that to the works, and this was the first cassette, Tez, to actually have this on it, XDR.
Yes, that was EMI's new technology. They were brought it in, and it's got like a 5 in the very beginning of the cassette, and at the end of the side 2, there's little pin. There's like a pitch noise on it, which
it's a high pitch noise, basically
to indicate your
bias.
Your tape head would have been bypass it. Fantastic quality.
It's incredible quality.
Brilliant technology. But it would cost them. It was costing EMI, and it was done in the UK a lot of money to produce them that way. It even was also happened with Tina Turner's cassette as well, and also with Diana Ross. But it was a lot. It was very expensive to produce them that way as well.
Its inlay card is actually a little better than normally.
The inlay looks the artwork looks very similar to the album anyway, but it looks a lot better. It's nice. It's just lovely. You
even got the lyrics.
I don't know why they always keep saying that our artwork is the best, because it is. Every CD, American CD, even the UK CD we got, which was not bad. That was the best artwork of the lot.
Yeah, agreed.
But a good album in America.
So this was the first one with XDR, and that's what XDR is all about there.
Yeah. Very interesting. Yeah.
Basically, it's done on proper chrome tapes, and the sound quality they've actually made it more higher quality.
No, but I bet you it cost EMI a lot of money.
There's no hiss on it so much either.
No. If you've got a professional chrome machine with no instruction on it, check it out.
Which I have. I've got one down there. I've got a Pioneer one.
Amazing. And that's the original EMI red. Oh, well, they decided to go cheap actually, because they decided to go with paper instead of printing.
Paper labels, yeah. But I have seen different versions of this cassette. I've seen clip versions.
There's a lot of fakes going around.
I think this is an original 1984 one, Tez.
Oh, it is. Oh, nice one.
Yeah, I think it is.
Great. Smashing. Yeah. Cool.
That's the first pressing. And I think that was the first one with a proper barcode on it.
Yeah. And was the blue case? Was that the original blue case it was in?
That's when I bought it. Yeah, it was like that.
It must have been with the release of Radio Gaga at the time.
Yeah, probably. And then we come to A Kind of Magic.
Aha. Yeah, it's one of the most unusual releases on cassette. Now this has got a lot of issues, because, as far as I understand, they had to condense this down a lot. Because there was a lot of well, I don't know what happened on this, because the mix on the CD was full, but this cassette version is kind of very unusual.
Work out something here though, Ted.
Go on then.
Right. EMI logo there, as you can see.
Right.
We come to the cassette, however. It's a parlophone.
Well, right. Well, that's interesting. Now, this looks to me like this is a 1992 release.
Got to be 92.
It must. I wonder if that.
You look at this.
Hang on. I wonder if that was a release that came out before the tribute concert, or after the tribute concert.
Possibly.
Maybe.
Because you look at this cassette and you look at, for example, I'm just going to jump ahead a little bit and show you.
Because this is the only album that was never remastered in 1994 or 1993.
I'll show you Queen's Greatest Hits cassette.
Okay.
They're very, very similar. Sorry, no. Queen's Innuendo cassette. Where is it? Look, the Innuendo cassette, that was 91.
Yes.
Very similar.
Yeah.
To that one.
Yeah, so I've got a funny feeling that that's a 1992 issue that's come out. And I've got a funny feeling that must have been re-released after the re-release of Days of Our Lives, and Bohemian Rhapsody was re-released again. So that probably makes sense then, that they probably have bought the rights back, because they were moving at the time. when Miracle was listening to Innuendo, and probably when the tribute concert had been come out at that time as well, that would have probably been re-released in the charts again.
But sound-wise, incredible again.
Cool.
These clear cassettes always sounded much,
Right.
much better.
Right.
And this is the actual inlay card.
Mm-hmm. Nice reproduction of it, and a nice and a great reproduction of it as well.
I'm wondering if the actual inlay card is the actual original 1986 one.
It probably will be, but going from the actual the barcode, I don't know whether that would be temperamental because the XDR in it. I mean, it's not shown on the cassette, but it probably maybe that was the only one they could use at the time because they weren't wanting to get it out officially until it came out in 2011. Because the CD never ever got a chance to get remastered at that time, and it was costing, and that's probably why they were shelving them out at the time when the remasters came in. Well, before they came in.
So you got all the lyrics on this.
Yeah, cool.
A good thing. And it's just fun. It's got XDR on that as well.
Yeah, I've just noticed that as well on the cassette.
But it don't actually show that on this actual cassette.
That's probably the fact that it's probably been a reissue that was put in, and they just decided, well, let's just stick it on and let's get it out, but we're not going to bother putting anything extra on this.
Because it's got Dolby, of course, but it ain't got XDR on the cassette.
Yeah.
But I think that's a repress from 1992. So we go from that to an original live Magic.
Oh my god. This is painful. This is painful.
To listen to, yeah. And the inlay card.
I just cannot understand why they would put this on cassette for. Why? What you want to buy for the artwork is all you want to buy for the plane? Is that it? It's the worst release ever.
This is a miracle.
Sweet. Yeah, very badly damaged on the front, but nice inlay. Yeah.
Now the inlay's pretty much like the CD version.
Right. Very big inlay for it. What was he am I doing? It was like put the whole away and put like stretch your arms out like this, like a poster. Yeah, nice inlay. Nice original colour of it as well.
Yep.
Which is good.
A lot like the CD, really.
CD's better.
The only thing is with the CD, you get more tracks on it.
And I think it was the first time done in digital as well, which was a first. And
this is an original.
Oh, I can definitely tell that's an original because that's where the Queen logo is. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an original.
Smashing that.
Not too bad sound on this one.
That's
pretty good.
It's good.
Pretty good sound.
It seems they were putting a lot more time and energy when it was released. This one,
Put more effort into it.
It was a lot of effort to get it out. A lot more on the editing. A lot more on the release of the vinyl version, which is now a double vinyl set. And then they decided to put the CD out, and the CD was better because we got longer tracks and the sound on it. The original CD sound is fucking awesome. Oh my god, that sounds amazing. And when I played you the fake one.
I mean, I got the American version on CD.
The American version was better because you got the extended version of Scandal, and fabulous. And then we come to the last album, official last album, Innuendo. Biggest selling cassette. Actually, this was the biggest selling cassette of all time. Would you believe, from Queen's catalogue? And I remember that because I worked in Asda, and the day it came out in Asda, that's when the cassette was bucket loads of cassettes we got with those. Sold loads. Smashing artwork in it as well. Nice.
The artwork's pretty much like CDs.
Yeah. Well, that probably explains the mystery of my fake CDs, and that's where they've come from. The cassettes of the UK cassettes, because they weren't even genuine anyway.
Well, that's actually got a lot of hits on your fake one, isn't it?
Yeah. CD. Oh, that's awful. Well, when I gave him a copy of Innuendo and version of I'm Going Slightly Mad, oh my god, was it in a toilet? Was it listening in a toilet bowl or something?
That's the actual
Really
cassette.
awful. That's the original cassette.
Yep.
Yep.
From 1991.
That's cool.
Sound wise on that, it's pretty good.
Oh, that's amazing.
I think by the late 80s, early 90s, I'm sure they were using actual chrome cassettes rather than the ferric ones.
The Ferric Pro ones were originally from Warner's. Warner Brothers were actually using those, and the
Ferric ones don't sound half as good as chrome.
we in the UK they're using Maxell and TDK, and I think Sony as well, because the Sony DAT ones that come in as well at the time. They were expensive.
They were
when they were done. And they graded to 2.
Which is, this one's a bit weird now, because before you had Parlophone cassette in an EMI jacket, basically. This way it's the other way. This one it's the other way.
Oh,
around.
this is weird.
Right. We got an EMI cassette.
Right. Yes.
Yeah, it's a Parlophone.
It's a Parlophone logo on it.
Yeah.
Well,
that.
Well, when was this? When did you buy this one?
This one, I bought this one online.
Right. I have got a funny feeling. I think I know why. That's all
authentic there and everything.
Right.
And as I say, that's a Parlophone label there. As you can see.
Yeah.
But this is an EMI cassette.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what's going on here. Well, the first thing that amuses me about this is it's in chrome, which is kind of weird. It's a BXR version of it, and it's in a clear format.
It's very, very clear.
I don't think. I really think that. I mean, if I remember rightly, it was still going in 1995 before tapes died in 2001. I think it was.
But didn't Queen end their EMI contract around that time?
Yeah, they did.
They went for Parlophone.
They signed to Parlophone in 1987 was when they were signed to Parlophone, because that's when Brian May was doing his album with the
That's right. And then Freddie's Great Pretender came out.
That's right.
That was the first ever Parlophone.
That's right. The EMI print couldn't have been used between that time. EMI EMI logo, they would not have allowed to use that. So technically, they've rebranded that CD, that cassette, or unless that's fake, which I would think that cassette is. I don't think that cassette is genuine.
It's made in the UK.
Does
apparently.
The print on the cassette? Does the print on the cassette feel so new, or does it feel so like rubbed off?
Well, if you look at it, it does look very, very new. It don't look like it's very old.
Is it grainy on? Can you feel the grain on the CD on print?
What, on the actual cassette?
Yeah, on the print itself.
No, not really.
Like it's just like, is it like if you use your nail and you scratch it, does it feel more like you can hear hissy noise or something like that? No.
A little bit, yeah. But not much. I'm wondering if this is a later issue on cassette. Like when, for example, when Queen's Greatest Hits 3 came out on cassette, I'm wondering if this is a later issue.
It may be. That's something we'll have to check out. Let's check on Discogs about that.
They might have reissued it in conjunction with Queen's Greatest Hits 3.
Maybe. Unless it came out that double box set with 1 and 2 in it. And
then we come to this one, Queen Live at Wembley.
Part 1.
This is part 1. Yep, I've just taken it out.
Oh, you took out the thing. Yeah, this is a later release. This is again. Well, the artwork doesn't look. Well, the artwork looks very, very weird because first of all, I can tell from the spine that either EMI is on the top and Parlophone's on the bottom, and yeah, there's something not right about this. No, yeah, the inlay looks great as it is. But what gets me is the spine. The spine looks weird.
And that's the actual cassette.
Yeah. You seen the spine on that one though?
Yep.
Have you seen the top one where it says EMI and on the bottom it says Parlophone?
You got the actual. It shows like a little cassette logo at the front,
Ah,
on the top,
right.
and then it says cassette 1. Parlophones on the bottom.
Parlophone's on the bottom. Well,
So this is actually a genuine Parlophone release, I think.
cool. Right. Well, it must be because the way they've put it on, obviously, that's when Parlophone owned it actually at the time. Yeah.
That's part 1.
Cool.
Cassette. Then we go to part 2.
2.
This is the back of it.
Yeah. I think they've put it in 1, 2, 3, 4 and section on the back. That's good. That's really good. Yeah. It's the full concert as well.
It is.
And it's all.
I think it's. I think it's slightly cut on certain bits though, because I think they had to try and fit it all.
Yeah,
in.
I remember particularly Fruity had to be cut for another 40 seconds because they had to conjunction it with the mix of editing a bit of the talking out of it as well. Is that the would you be fair to say that's a Roger Taylor mix or not?
That's the question. I don't know. I wouldn't even notice the difference, to be honest.
Yeah.
So if it's a Roger Taylor mix, I think if I remember rightly, the Roger Taylor ones came out in late '92, while the original produced ones were early 1992.
Because Roger went back in to studio and he wanted to get his version out of it, and his version is still the collectible one to buy actually, and it is amazing.
I think this could be the actual one though. It could be. I don't know.
You'd have to verify verification both of them.
The only way you can really find out is the guitar and the drums. That's where
yeah.
It's
good. It's really good.
It's an original issue, really.
Nice.
Let's put them there for now. And then we go from that one to Freddie Mercury's solo album. Mercury album.
The Smoking Jacket one. Yeah. Yeah, this is the confusing UK issue, which people obviously I've talked about this before on the channel, that obviously the Bread Tender CD in America is the remixed version. Now this version is different. It does say it is remixed, but it's not. It's original tracks.
It's the original. Yeah.
It's completely utterly wrong. For the US market, it's the remixes. For this market, original.
So the only original tracks are on this are Barcelona, Love Kills, and The Great Pretender. In My Defense was the 1992 mix, and Falling Around and Your Kind of Lover are all 1992 mixes. That's the cassette.
Yeah, and the UK one did not sell very well because everyone went to the US version because I want the bonus techno mix of Living on My Own, which is bloody good. Which you get to hear that on Queen's Time. But yeah, not one of the UK's favourite compilations. But if they had put a chance to put Stop All the Fighting on and all the other ones,
it was like a tribute to him. I think
it was. It was only for his because it was his anniversary of his death. That's what it was. So,
and then we come to a cassette single.
I was just going to ask that question actually. Did you buy cassette singles in the day?
I've only got one cassette single.
I hated them.
And they're very hard to get now.
Before we go any further, the reason that I'll bring this up right is I hated cassette singles that were awful. You had to go backwards and forwards. You couldn't rewind it. You had to replay backwards and forward and backwards and forwards again. It was just like,
they repeat themselves on each side.
Annoying, repetitive. Anyway, so you can definitely tell this is really really old. Yeah. Still good condition though. Yes, this is a re-release that came out. Biggest selling system of ever. Yeah. Both tracks on each side.
Yeah. They're very hard to come by, cassette singles now.
It is actually, yeah. But if you go to the local charity shops or anywhere you go on flea markets, you can buy these things for a cheap price of 50 pence. But if you bought it on the day, it cost $1.99.
That's right.
For a cassette. When it was H&B.
And that's a rip-off for a
It
cassette.
is a rip-off. EMI's deducting tax off it as well. No. Too much money.
Then we come to another solo Queen related one. I've actually got this one. Now this is quite rare to get on cassette now.
Yeah. Now I had this on cassette, and then Chris had it on cassette, I think. Yes. And my point of view, the tape version was pretty good actually at the time it came out. And it is.
Sound-wise, bad.
For the CD version that I've got, it's all right. But what I like about the cassette version is just I love the pictures in it. Because
the thing is, there's 2 cassette versions of this.
Mm-hmm. Oh, is
there is a number limited version as well.
There is, yes.
This is non-number limited.
Yes. Because the limited edition's got an extra track on it, I think. On the cassette.
I think it's got a live track on it.
It's got a live track on it, I think. And the other version this one that they printed later, it's just without the bonus track on it. So
this has got a different Parlophone label on it, logo. It's the later logo.
Cool.
As you can see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They changed in '93, I believe.
Yes, it was.
It was around the same time the Living on My Own remix came out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was when obviously Living on My Own was just about to get redone, and it did very well actually for the market. It was great. It was really good.
So we go from '94 to '95.
Mm-hmm. Made in Heaven, without the extra track on it.
Without track 13.
Because I mean, if they had a chance to put that on double cassette, would have been fine, but we would have been one-sided, so there's no point. But now this will be re-released in 2014, and it was released double album set, first time ever.
Now I've seen 2 versions of this actual cassette.
Right.
One with the writing stretched out like it is on mine,
mm-hmm.
and one with the writing like pushed together more.
Right.
So I'm gathering. I reckon this version must be the first issue.
Yeah.
And that one with the pushed writing must be the later version.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's because that's obviously just the standard one. So obviously, but the other version that you just said there, it is pretty rare as well. Oh, and it included the catalogue as well that was getting reissued at the time. Yes. Yeah, some of them didn't. After that, they didn't print them anymore. But that's when the reissues were coming out at the time as well. And now I tell you what, I did never see. I tell you what, I never saw about this thing was that book.
Oh, the book,
the Made in Heaven book.
Yeah, you never heard about it, did you?
Nobody can get a hold of it. If anybody out there who's watching this video, if anybody has got that book of the Queen book of this Made in Heaven, let me know on the next video.
The book's actually called.
Leave a comment on this video. I want to know. Does anybody have that Made in Heaven book?
The book's actually called Queen Roadworks.
Yeah, Queen Roadworks. Has anybody got that one? I want to know by
Jerry
next video.
Stickles.
I'll put a print screen of that on the screen.
There you go.
Jerry Stickles. Track it down.
So that's the 1995 Made in Heaven.
Mm-hmm.
First issue on cassette.
Very nice.
And then we go to Queen Rocks. 1990.
One hell of an album that is. This has got the sticker on it as well. This is the second issue that came out. First issue's got the crest on it. But they changed it because they said the crest was too scary. Which I think is wrong for a start. The crest one is
the inlay card in this is actually pretty cool.
The crest issue on the vinyl edition is the best. The dragon one. But the
inlay card's pretty cool on it.
Nice.
It's nice and long.
It's very nice and long. Yeah. God, blimey.
And all the lyrics on that side as well.
Take a while for it to get read through that. Yeah, smashing.
You've got all the lyrics to that particular album. I actually first got this album in a charity shop back in 1998.
Mm.
And actually, I didn't think cassettes were selling that well back then. Because people were
Yeah,
moving
because
to CDs.
they were dropping down in price. The final cassette that came out was 2001, and that was it. And after that, disappeared. I suppose for collectability, if any Queen you want to buy on cassette now,
The later ones are more collectible.
the earlier ones, yeah, the earlier ones are more collectible to buy because you can hear the original, the way they did them. The later ones were more like reproduced better, and after that, they went up and up in price, and then it was expensive.
I've got one of the most collectible cassettes that Queen ever did here, because this was the last ever Queen cassette.
It was, and it is
Queen's Greatest Hits 3,
which is the one that, to this day, I still think this one should have been repackaged as Queen Nothing. It should have just been done as a just basically it's total
it's the
crap.
actual logo thing.
It's I have collectability issues, but for this, just no.
The writing on the cassette looks very neat. I like the actual writing.
Very nice.
Very neat.
Yeah, that's nice of Queen to actually, well, not Queen, but obviously EMI to do that one. It's nice. It's actually from Holland. All cassettes have now moved to Holland. They didn't come from the Swindon plant got closed down for that, and everything was moved over to Holland.
This was the very last Queen cassette ever made.
Yeah.
One thing it don't have on this cassette, Tez, and that is the fan photos. Didn't have it on the cassette.
Yeah, they didn't want to do that in here because it was just too much of a hassle to keep it. They want to keep it more condensed. But the fans' photos one's only available in version 1 of the CD and version 2 of the CD. And the pictures are down here if you guys want to reference it yourself, which is good. Yeah. Yeah, it's not. It's a good. I think it's a good way.
The artwork is probably the thing that makes this thing shine more than.
The artwork's great. The track listing's just shit.
I love the silver look on the actual cassette there.
Yeah, there is. I mean, obviously this is the black one. This is just a standard edition. There is another version that's kicking around. That's the enhanced edition of it, which is the glossy edition on cassette. I've never ever seen that one ever, but I know it was limited edition. It was only the fan club, I think it was.